The crimson sun of Zirion Prime cast long shadows across the crystalline spires, as Commander Zara Velthane watched the human fleet approach through her command chamber's viewport. Her violet skin shimmered with bioluminescent patterns that betrayed her anxiety, despite her stoic expression. The 6-foot-tall Zirian warrior had never encountered humans before, but the stories from other systems painted them as primitive yet surprisingly resourceful creatures. "Commander, the human vessels are requesting permission to dock," reported her second-in-command, Lieutenant Kira Nexus, her silver hair flowing like liquid mercury down her back. The younger Zarian's emerald eyes reflected uncertainty as she studied the tactical displays. Zara's forearms moved gracefully across the holographic controls, her elongated fingers dancing through data streams. The humans claimed they came in peace, seeking trade agreements and cultural exchange. But Zarion society had learned to be cautious after centuries of conflict with aggressive species. "Grant them docking permission at Base 7, Zara decided, her melodic voice carrying the authority of her rank. "But maintain full defensive protocols." Hours later, Zara found herself face-to-face with the human delegation in the station's diplomatic quarters. The lead human, a woman named Captain Lisa Morrison, stood barely 5.5 feet tall with short brown hair and determined blue eyes. Despite her small stature compared to the Zirians, she carried herself with unmistakable confidence. "Commander Velthane," Lisa began, extending her hand in the human gesture of greeting. "Thank you for agreeing to meet with us." Zara studied the offered hand with curiosity before carefully clasping it with one of her own, noting the surprising strength in the human's grip. "Captain Morrison, your species has traveled far from Earth. What brings you to our system?" As the negotiations progressed over several days, Zara found herself increasingly impressed by human ingenuity. When the station's primary power grid suffered a critical failure during a solar storm, it was Captain Morrison and her engineer, Amy Patterson, who proposed an unconventional solution. "We can reroute power through the secondary systems," Amy explained, her red hair tied back as she worked frantically at a damaged control panel. "But it requires someone to manually adjust the plasma flow regulators in the core chamber." Zara's eyes widened. "That chamber will be flooded with deadly radiation during the repair process. No Zirian could survive such exposure." Lisa stepped forward without hesitation. "Humans have a higher radiation tolerance than most species. I can do it." "Captain, that is still extremely dangerous," Zara protested, surprised by her own concern for this alien woman she had known for only days. "Commander, there are 12,000 beings on this station," Lisa replied firmly. "If we don't restore power within the hour, life support will fail. This is what humans do. We protect others, even at personal cost." Zara watched in amazement as Lisa donned a radiation suit and entered the core chamber. Through the observation window, she could see the human captain working with steady hands despite the energy discharges crackling around her. The radiation levels would have killed a Zirion within minutes, yet Lisa continued her task with unwavering determination. When the power grid hummed back to life and Lisa emerged from the chamber, barely conscious but alive, Zara felt something shift in her understanding of humanity. Here was a species that would risk everything for strangers, that chose courage over safety as naturally as breathing. "Why did you do that?" Zara asked as the station's medical team attended to Lisa's radiation exposure. Lisa managed a weak smile. "Because it was the right thing to do. In human philosophy, the needs of many outweigh the needs of few. We believe every life has value, regardless of species." Over the following weeks, as Lisa recovered and trade negotiations continued, Zara observed more examples of human determination and sacrifice. When pirates attacked a civilian transport, it was the humans who responded first, their smaller ships fearlessly engaging the larger raider vessels to protect innocent lives. When a plague outbreak threatened a nearby colony, Human Medical Officer Dr. Rachel Stevens volunteered to work in the contaminated zones alongside Zirian healers. "Your species confuses me," Zara admitted one evening as she and Lisa stood on the station's observation deck, watching ships come and go in the star-filled void. "You are physically weaker than most spacefaring races. Your technology is less advanced, yet you accomplish things that more powerful species would not attempt." Lisa gazed out at the stars, her expression thoughtful. "Maybe that's exactly why we succeed. When you have limitations, you learn to be creative." When you're not the strongest or fastest, you develop other qualities: teamwork, determination, the willingness to sacrifice for others. We call it the human spirit. The human spirit, Zara repeated, testing the words. Her bioluminescent patterns pulsed in contemplative rhythms. The moment that truly changed everything came when Zerion High Command ordered Zara to arrest the human delegation. Intelligence reports suggested that humans were secretly mapping Zerion space for a future invasion. The evidence seemed convincing. Detailed star charts, defensive positions, resource locations. Standing in her command chamber with the arrest order in hand, Zara faced an impossible choice. Her duty as a Zerion officer demanded obedience, yet everything she had witnessed about human nature contradicted the accusations. "Commander," Kira approached hesitantly, "the High Command is awaiting confirmation of the arrests." Zara looked at her loyal second-in-command, then at the human ships docked peacefully at their station. In the medical bay, Dr. Stevens was still treating plague victims. In the engineering sections, Amy Patterson worked alongside Zerion technicians to improve station efficiency. And Lisa Morrison was in her quarters, probably reviewing trade proposals that would benefit both species. "Open a channel to Captain Morrison," Zara ordered. When Lisa appeared on the communication screen, Zara held up the arrest warrant. "Captain, I have been ordered to detain you and your crew on charges of espionage." Lisa's face remained calm despite the accusation. "I see, and what evidence supports these charges?" "Detailed intelligence gathering, mapping of our territories, analysis of our defensive capabilities." "Commander," Lisa said quietly, "those are standard diplomatic preparation materials. We study the cultures and capabilities of potential allies to ensure successful cooperation. We share similar intelligence about human space with species we trust." Zara studied Lisa's face, searching for any sign of deception. She found only the same honest determination that had driven the human captain into a radiation-flooded chamber to save strangers. "I believe you," Zara said finally, "but my superiors do not." "Then we have a problem," Lisa replied, "because I won't let my crew be imprisoned for doing their jobs with integrity." In that moment, Zara made her choice. "You have 1 hour to depart Zerion space. Take your ships and go." "Commander, that would make you a traitor to your own people," Lisa protested. "No," Zara said, her forearms working to transfer data files to the human ships. "I am being true to what my people should aspire to become. You humans have shown us that strength is not about power or advanced technology. It is about character, about choosing to do what is right even when it costs you everything." As the human fleet prepared to depart, Lisa requested one final private communication. "Zara, come with us. You'll face court-martial if you stay." "My place is here," Zara replied. "Someone needs to help my people understand what I have learned from yours. That the greatest strength any species can possess is the willingness to sacrifice for others, to choose hope over fear, to build rather than destroy." Lisa nodded with understanding. "The human spirit." "Yes," Zara smiled, her bioluminescent patterns glowing warmly. "The human spirit. Perhaps one day all species will learn to embrace it." As the human ships disappeared into hyperspace, Zara faced the consequences of her choice with the same courage Lisa had shown in the radiation chamber. She had learned from humanity that some things were worth any sacrifice: truth, justice, and the belief that different species could work together to build a better galaxy. The humans had left, but their impact would remain forever, changing not just one Zerion commander, but ultimately an entire civilization that would learn to value courage over conformity, sacrifice over selfishness, and hope over fear. In the end, that was humanity's greatest gift to the galaxy. Not their technology or their weapons, but their unshakable belief that everyone, regardless of species or origin, deserved a chance to become something better than they were.